So, welcome to our new video, and let's see what the market. And yeah, hello. And before I start we start our bits, and before we see what the market has for us, I'd like to appreciate for the views, and thank you for that. And let's see what the market has for us. So this week, yeah, we said that we want to continue with the bearish on the DXY, and according to the DXY, I said first we need to for it to come and check this low. Yeah, this low, and another low was this low over here. And why I say that, because one, we have this moving average and this moving average which has already been tapped. Yeah, and making this as a continuation to the upper side. We're still in a bullish, but for now we're still bearish. So want to continue with the short-term bearish before we continue with the bullish push to the other side. Yeah, so that's my take. So first, we have to see what will happen if it already touched here, and let's see what will happen if it comes there. And if it's not that, we just have to wait to see if it breaks this high. And if it breaks this high, it's a form of continuation, but for now we're still on a bearish momentum, and I don't really want to take any bets for now until a confirmation. And another confirmation is if it breaks above this high, we continue with the bullish momentum, and that's when we want to start buying. And if it breaks that point, yeah, that's how I want to continue. But for now, you can see it's continuing. It's continuing with the break of the low, and we really don't want to take any buys from that point. And as you can see, let's look at the daily. As you can look at the daily RSI, you can see that it's it's on a bearish momentum, and let's wait for it to touch the 30 before we continue the bias. And also the forwards, we can see that it has not yet gone to the 30%, and that's what we want to see it attached to the 30 before we continue with the bullish bias. Yeah, and that's what I said in my last video. If you haven't seen it, you can go and review. And this is what we will we were somewhere here, and what we said is we want to go to this point, and you can see it's been a consolidation for somewhere, but as you can see, yeah, starting to break our lows, and yeah, and falling on our lows. So I'm still on a bearish. Then finally take our bias to the next high or this point. So maybe first let it drop to this point, wait for a change of character before we continue with our bullish momentum. So that's my take on the DXY. Going on the USD CHF, I'm also a bit bearish on this one now before we continue with our bullish momentum. So this is what I was waiting for it to do, to come and take this point before we continue up. And when am I saying this? Let's start from scratch. So as you can see, this is the one which was broken and which led to a continuation. And this low maybe it was the one that made this high. So we have to mark the order block at this point. And as you can see, it runs with the moving average, the eight, eight no sorry, the 800 moving average at this point. And let me mark for you to see. You can see this the moving average. and this is our low which was made from this high, and we still have to wait for it to break or sweep. So want to wait for break this point or sweep that point, and this is also where our moving average is, and it has not been touched. So we continue for sell to that point, and or maybe even a sell to this point, and following our RSI, it hasn't really touched out. That is why we wanted to first come touch 30% before we continue buying. And as you can see, when it touched the 70, what did it do? It fell. It fell to this point. And also when it touched 30 at this point, what did it do? It fell at this point. Yeah. So all we just have to wait is a touch at this 30 before we buy. And as you can see at this point also touched the 70 before selling. So we wanted to continue selling to this point before we continue with our buyer's momentum. Yeah. And that's my take on the USDCHF. So continuing with the USDJPY, I'm still bearish on this for now. Yeah, but I don't really see anything at this compared to the. But also, I could be taking together with the CHF, which is selling. We could use the same, and yeah. And sorry, let me tell you this: you can count this as a double bottom or a double top. And when you see double top, you see a reversal. That point and also this point, making a double top. So you could take our sales from even this point, but I would prefer from that because this is where our startup block was. This point. So take there, yeah, our point there and continuation with ourselves to that point, and that could be a ratio of 2 to 7 to 1, and which is a good reward ratio. So that's my take on that. Continuation of the sales before we continue with bullish. Following the USD JPY, as you can see, it did not really come and touched. It did not really break the resistance as you expected, and which was to break at this point, but it did not really break it. And this point really acted as our resistance. Yeah, you can see it as our resistance, and what really formed this high is this low. Yeah. So all you expect is one, the DXY to no sorry the USD fall. Yeah, to fall from this point, and as you can see, it is weak. It's below the what? Let's see the middle part here. So it's below 50 and also below the before the below the band. Yeah, as you can see. So just have to wait to see what will happen if it breaks and continues, or it will sweep. And if it sweeps, just have to wait for the 30%, which is sold before we buy. And also I said you just have to wait for it to test the 70 or the 30 like this point. Once it hit the 30 at this point, what did it do? It went up. It went to this point. So you just have to wait for it to come to this point from 70, and this also concludes and also shows that we're both going down. They use TGP together with the USDCHF. So yeah, in this would be a good point to check ourselves, making that our entry and maybe a stop loss at this point, and a target here, and which is a ratio of 2.26. Yeah, and that's a good ratio for that, and you can take sales from that point. Following our GBP USD, yeah, and this volatility came from the news, and all we said is we just wanted it to first either break below this low, and it did not really break, and that's a good information because if we entered at this point, that confirmation would have been taken, it would have taken out from this point. If we enter here before this confirmation of this break, it would have been taken out, and this could be a really a good ratio, but would have been taken out. So you can't say that was a good entry. So you either say that this could go up and it really went up, or break and go down, following at the news. Yeah. So let's remove this and let's see what the GBP has for us. So we can see that it really came and broke this point, and as you can see it's at 70%. We could look for sales, but one we have to wait for a confirmation for sales, and with the confirmation we're waiting for a change of character in the small time frame, and that's our confirmation. So as you can see, there's all this liquidity over here, and this really broke to that point. So we just have to wait for it to cool down before continuing with any other. As you can see, there's this. This is our top which has been formed, and this is the low. So you're just between, for now, you're just between these points. So this could be the break, and see what will happen, or it could break down and go there, or retest and wait for this point. But we just have to wait this for a confirmation of a break, a change of character. Yeah, at that point. And following it is out at our 70%, so that's a good confirmation, but we just have to wait for confirmation which is a change of character, and we could target this point, which is the order block at this point. So you can target here, because chances of it to go below this point for now it's not that easy. And as you can see, the 800 moving average is below and is acting as a support. So now we don't want to be taking any sales for now, and just wait and see what the market will have for us. And this could even continue with bullish momentum and even go there to this point out. But if you wait for confirmation, you can confirm if it breaks this point. And if this was zoned from this, and wait for break of that confirmation with a retest, and that will be a good slow a break of this below, because this was the one that created this high. So just be patient and wait for that to play out. So that's my look on the BPUSD. Looking on the AUD and the D. Let's see. I'm still on a bearish momentum for now, and this could go and sweep this low. Following this was our last low, which, as you can see, it was swept at this point first, and going to a small hour lower time frame. You can see this was the one that created this low over here, and following our trend, you can see that it's it is trying to retest our low to see if it will break, and if it doesn't break, this could act as a source of liquidity, and we could continue with our bullish momentum. But we just have to wait for it to break this point and see what will happen. So for me, I don't see anything to get for now that point. So let's just wait for it to play out and see what will happen. Yeah, so that's my take on that. But following our RSI, you can see that it touched our truly touched our 30% at this point. this point for, yeah. So all you just have to wait is also a change of character if you want to buy from this point, and also a change of character if it breaks above this high. And sorry, so if it breaks above this high, come for a retest and we continue with our bullish. And why am I saying this high? Because this was the one that created this low. Yeah, so this is the previous lower, higher low. Yeah, let's say that. So higher low, and we could get maybe this point because this is where our moving average is. So we could get there, but we'll just wait and see what will happen. So if you just have to wait for a break and retest before we continue with our bullish momentum. That's my look on the AUD USD. Yeah, and following I didn't really take this trade because I took the Euro USD trade. Yeah, because it was bullish, so I left this. But let me tell you why I did not take this trade. One, this was our low which was broken, and this is our demand zone. This one, yeah. And following this, look using our Fibonacci, we can see that it has broken above the 50%. So start looking for sales, but just wait for confirmation. And this was to be good trade. Let me show you this point, and it was supposed to be like this. This around this to that point, but I didn't take this trade because one, I was waiting for it to break below this point because this low, yeah. And if it could have broken below this low, it could have continued the bearish momentum, but it did not really break this low because this low was the one that was formed the last before this high. So this could be a confirmation. If it broke, it could have shown a double top. Yeah, which could have been a confirmation for more sellers getting in, but it did not really break. So they are still continuing with buyers, and that's my continuation. And this could one go to this point, which is our order block. This order block before we continue selling to that point. Yeah, so that's my take on that. So we continue with the bullish, and if you continue with the bullish one, you can continue here. If an aggressive buyer, and the buys from here, set our low here, and target that point. So yeah, that could be my take on that. Actually taking that for now. So let's just leave it. And why am I not taking any buys? Because you can see here it's overbought, and you don't want to be in this market because it's overbought and still buying. So it could be a stop loss hit, and just wait, continue going to that point before you look for any drop to that point, or even this point, which is where our order block is also. Yeah, so that's my take on that. Going on the Euro USD, I'm still bullish, and I'm targeting that high. And let's see why. On the USD, Euro USD, let's look at Euro. Following the photon, I don't want to lose that one, so I'll just have to look for another one. So following the Euro, as you can see, this point, which is our 800 moving average, is gonna act as our resistance. that point. Following the, let me show you, following the GBP it has been bullish, and so these are also correlating. Yeah, so we'll expect the same on this and same on the GBP So we should continue with our bias momentum to that point before drop. So yeah, that's my take on that. And then I think this one, no, where was that? Yes, back here. Yes, as you can see, this was our high, which was it has been broken, and this was our first. This was our first low. Following that, this was our second low, and which was in which it was swept and it continued with the bullish momentum. And as you can see this in our 4-hour moving time frame. Yeah. And it and you take price from this point, stop loss here, and we could like continue the price to that point, and it's a reward of 5.78, and that's a good trade. And I'm still holding, which is this is what I'm expecting it to do. So let's leave that there, and let's continue with the NZD USD. NZD has been bullish for some while, and yesterday it was up very because of the news, and it was CPI, and I think CPI the dollar became weak, and NZD was very strong, leading to NZD being strong, and this was the leading cause of this push. And yeah, let's just wait and see what will happen from that point, and see if there is a change of character. I can't see there's a trade to take, but just wait and see. And then which it could go to this point, or it could continue to that point. This point or even that point, but let's just wait and be patient. Patient pays. Yeah. So let's just wait and see what will happen. So looking on our USD candle, yeah, this was the one which I looking at our last video. This was what I was expecting, and this was what I took from the last video. And yeah, I even took profit over there, which is a reward of 2 to 8, 2 to 8 ratio, and let's see what the market wants to do now. You can see it has been sold, so we don't want to enter any sales at this point anymore. We just have to wait and see what will happen. Following this, I was as our support. What really created this low? It was this high. It was that high, and this was downward pressure also this low. So we just have to wait to see one if it breaks and continues being high, or continue dropping. And if continue dropping, let's see what our target will be. We could target this low. And yeah, this order over here. Yeah, so that would be my take on the US. If it doesn't break and continue, but I think it will break and continue to that point, it could come and retest this point over here, and which is our order block. As I said, it has not yet been executed. So yeah, that will be my take on that. So either break this high or retest and then buy to this point. And this could even, we can continue selling from this point, yeah, to that point. Let's just wait and see what will happen on, or maybe next week and see what will happen. Yeah, so let's go to our next, and let's look at gold. Looking at gold, you can see that we have been consolidating for a while, and I don't have any much to say at this point. You can see it's about to be bullish, but let's see what will happen. Yeah, so I don't have any take on the gold, but yeah, thank you for that. Any other thing? See oil, S oil, US oil. This one has been bullish for some time, and let's continue. Yeah, and I think it to continue going up for some few days or so before we continue going down. But we just have to reach to break below our moving average at this point. We can continue with that price. Yeah, so that's my take. But what, what does it want me to? The thing that I don't want to happen is to take buys is because of this. I don't want to take buys because of this. It's overbought. So we don't want to buy from that point because it could just be losing money for no reason. So that's that rate. But as you can see at the higher time frame RSI, you can see that we are bullish. And we could take it that high, yeah, before we continue selling. So let's just wait and see what will happen. And if you want to trade safe, you could just wait and buy from this point. Get up to this point, to this, yeah, to this demand before we continue buying to that point. Yeah. So that's my take on this week and next week. Not really next week, but what I'm expecting. So yeah, thank you for listening, thank you for your time, and if you have anything for me to look any pair, I'll do my best, and we'll help each other. Yeah, so thank you for that, and see you in our next video. Like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification. Thank you, and we'll be back. Peace.